The faithful are reacting with sorrow and horror after a 25-year-old woman took her life by euthanasia in Spain late last month. She committed assisted suicide amid objections from her own family and legal attempts by family and Christian organizations to obtain treatment for her rather than death. The country's bishops call her death, quote, a societal defeat. They add her death was not because of a terminal illness, but rather from deep wounds that cried out for attention, treatment, and hope, and that true relief from pain never comes from suicide. A member of the Vatican's Pontifical Academy for Life also weighed in. She says Noelia's story, quote, lays bare the deepest fissures within our system. It reveals a victim of institutional abandonment who was left utterly alone to face her suffering. The journalist who covered the story for EWTN also weighed in.
Lo cierto es que la vida de Noelia es un desastre.
The truth is that Noelia's life has been a mess from the very beginning. Poor thing. Her parents separated, social services took her into custody, and during that period under state guardianship, she was the victim of multiple sexual assaults. This obviously caused her a series of disorders. In fact, she had a 67% disability rating due to psychological and psychiatric issues. And during that ordeal, she was in and out of psychiatric institutions and had several suicide attempts.
That was Nicolás de Cárdenas, an EWTN News correspondent for Así Prensa. He has been following this case since the beginning. In October 2022, Noelia's story took a major turn. Reports indicate she attempted suicide by jumping off a balcony. She survived, but was left with significant injuries to her legs and spine.
Dio una entrevista en una televisión.
She gave an interview on a TV show here in Spain in which she admitted that her life is a mess and that she feels terrible and that she says she feels lonely, misunderstood, and has no will to live. But at the same time, she says she can take care of herself, that she manages on her own, that she puts on makeup, but that she has decided to go down that path. And well, here Catholics in general have organized visuals outside the hospital.
Vigilias a las puertas del hospital.
In April 2024, Noelia requested euthanasia and was approved by the Catalan regional government. The process was suspended after legal objections from her father and the Christian Lawyers Organization. After an 18-month legal battle, the European Court of Human Rights rejected the interim measures to halt her death by assisted suicide.
The solution was to grant her request for euthanasia, which is curious because Spain's euthanasia law, which is terrible, covers cases of terminal illness. In this case, we're not talking about a terminal illness.
That was Father Miguel Garrigos, director of the Episcopal Commission for the Family and Life in the Archdiocese of Toledo in Spain. Father Garrigos says some media outlets have presented Noelia's case as a victory for freedom and self-determination. He calls it a failure.
It is so very sad that the only thing we could offer a person in such pain was to grant their request for suicide. We have to improve our support systems, providing all kinds of assistance, from financial aid if necessary, to healthcare and mental health support.